4 days after landing, I sat in the corner of the room and wept. I was so scared, and the magnitude of my decision hit me all at once. I landed in Mexico City on November 7th, so this would be the 11th, um, planning to take a trip around the world. And I don't speak Spanish, so beginning my trip in Mexico and traveling through all of those countries, it became very real to me after not being able to talk to someone for 4 days. 7 years and 7 months prior to my getting off the plane, my brother made the greatest escape. Now, the word great either means humongous and large, or it could mean wonderful. In the case of his choice, it meant that he would take his life and leave the world, which would ultimately inspire my decision to take this humongous trip. I believe Helen Keller said once, and I'm probably going to paraphrase, that life is either a grand adventure or nothing at all. And in the theme of men who go through menopause or midlife crisis, I had never been married, so I didn't need to have a mistress. I've always had all my hair, so the plugs didn't ever seem important. And I always owned either a motorcycle or convertible, so none of those options made sense to me. I bought a one-way ticket to Mexico, and I started my greatest escape. I didn't know where I was going to go from day to day. I would look left, I would look right, I would look in my guidebook, and oh, this looks interesting, and I would go that direction. By the third week, I had made it to Honduras, and I was on an old school bus. Before you get on these old school buses, they either put your luggage on the roof or they put it underneath the bus in a luggage compartment. The driver put mine in the bottom, in the farthest corner. It was like I was the first passenger to pay because he put mine in the farthest corner and threw everyone else's luggage on the bus. As I was riding the bus, we went through a desert area. It was, I believe, a 10-hour ride, and we were probably just 3 or 4 hours into this ride in the desert when the bus got pulled over at a random military checkpoint. Now, I had read about these, but you read things and you know nothing will ever happen to you. 2 military soldiers got on the bus with their long barrel weapons, and they started walking slowly down the aisle. Everyone on the bus held up their national ID. And then I knew I was different because I didn't have one. I raised my passport, hiding it behind the person's head in front of me, thinking this is not going to end well. Sure enough, when they got to me, they pointed their weapons at me and signaled me to get off the bus. I believed that this was the end of my trip. I got off the bus. They were talking to the driver in Spanish. I had heard what happens. They take US citizens hostage. You're out in the desert. They make you contact your family. They decide if you're worth $10,000 or $20,000. The bus driver started taking bags out from underneath the compartment. And I'm thinking this is really it. And after about 5 minutes, he has a stack of bags in front of him, waist high. And the military guys, they say something to him, and they seem rather agitated and angry. And he takes another bag out and they say something else to him and he points and he signaled to them. He said something to them. I guess that meant his bag is underneath everything. He had the foresight to know this was going to happen. I felt so alone when I started this trip, and I didn't even consider that people were taking care of me without me even knowing it. The military people got mad. They said something else to him. He shrugged his shoulders. He put the luggage back on. They signaled me to get back on the bus, and we continued on our journey. And that's when I realized that I wasn't so much running away from anything on my great escape, but trying to figure out that maybe I wasn't as alone as I thought I was, and that I was part of a larger tribe. And strangers would come forth and take care of me. And this man did, and I'm here to tell you this story now because of him. And I'm grateful for that wonderful adventure.